How are we all today? Hey. Right, let's see if anyone's coming in to say good morning. Wow, nice and quick already. Gosh. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Downland Crafts. How's the weather? Wow, it's weird. The weather at the moment is, I'm quite low down, aren't I? The weather at the moment is bright, clear, but raining. It's very strange. So it's wet and it has been raining, but I've got bright sky at the moment, but there's still a bit of drizzle. How about everywhere else? I'm getting myself in a wire tangle here. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, Rachel from Barrow. Under the weather at the moment. Oh no. Oh, for the first time. Oh, well, Rachel, rest up, take it easy and speedy recovery. And I hope it doesn't get you too bad. And I hope you you feel better soon. Yeah, there's lots and lots going around at the moment. My husband's full of cold now. So, yes, lots and lots of it going around. But how are we all? Other than that, are we all good? Have we had a nice weekend? Good morning, Marjorie. How are you? I'm just giving everybody a little moment to come on in and say hello. And see how your day's going. Sorry, Brenda was on the business account, not mine. It's dry here so far. Oh, so yeah, it is nice actually. I've got some nice, can you see that? That's nice bright sunlight. That's actual real life sunlight coming through. So yeah, it's nice at the moment, but we'll wait and see how long it stays like that for, shall we? Last night was torrential rain. Well, the whole weekend's been pretty wet, if I'm honest. What have we been up to? Have you had a good weekend? So my children were doing St. John Camp. And we went and collected them yesterday, and we avoided the rain for them to do their passing out parade, which is really cool. You did well, Rachel, to avoid it until now. Yeah, it's very true. Good morning, Elaine. Good morning, Jan. Sorry I didn't comment. Love the picture you put on my Facebook of the front toggle clasp necklace. Really love that. Thank you for sharing. I will comment later. But yeah, I really love that. And thank you for sharing that for me. Good morning, Camille. Was waiting for Facebook, but still waiting. Am I not on Facebook? I should be on Facebook. I think Lynn can see me on there. Bonjour, Therese. Hi. So yeah, we're all doing good. Oh, it's so lovely to see everybody. Lovely to see everyone here. Yeah, I'm just going to give on a little moment. I'm just twisting a little bit of wire, giving myself a little bit of prep. No, obviously, I have a nice. Well, I hope it's nice. I made it myself. Black coffee here. The reason I say I hope it's nice because I made it myself is because. Does anyone else find this, that I just struggle to make myself a decent, nice cup of coffee? I like strong black coffee, and my husband does an amazing coffee for me, and he normally leaves me one before he goes to work. Or he'll make me a coffee and he'll leave me like a cup prepped with coffee, but he didn't do that today. Well, he did make me a coffee. I can't say that, but he didn't leave me a prepped one, so I've had to survive on my own. Good morning, Joanne. Sunny up here in Coventry. Was down your way yesterday and that rain was awful, right? It was awful. It was continuous as well. And again, it was fireworks last night. So it was torrential rain for the fireworks. Hi from South Australia. Oh boy, this daylight saving is messing with me. It's 8:30 p.m. here now. Oh my gosh. So I've gone from 6:30 to 7:30, now 8:30. I hope I remember. Well, you're confusing me, Sylvia, just saying that. That's just confused me. Doesn't take a lot. Je suis de France. I don't know a lot of French trees, but it's lovely to have you from France, I'm assuming. And it's lovely for you to join us. Oh no, I can't see who this is. I can just see it says a Facebook user, and it just says, morning, Laura, sitting in bed with a nasty cold. Well, wishing you a speedy recovery. Was just saying that there's a lot of bugs going around at the moment. My husband's full of it, full of cold at the moment as well, so it's doing the rounds, unfortunately. But rest up, get yourself a nice hot lemon and honey and lemon, and just watch a bit of rubbish TV. Watch this. Don't do that until you've watched it live. Good morning from Austin, Texas. Good morning, Tina. I love that. Oh, so it's all lovely to have you all here. How did we all find last night with the fireworks? My those of you know, obviously I've got 5 dogs here, and normally they're not worried by the fireworks. They're normally pretty resilient. But I have to say, this was the first time Gypsy, who is the brindle lurcher, actually, I was sat in my studio last night and she actually came in and put her head under my legs, which is very, very unusual for Gyps. But you know, it is what it is, isn't it? It's just get louder and louder and louder, I think. Right, so I have just done a little bit of this, so we've all come in now. I think more people popping in, but I just wanted to give everyone a moment to come on in, and I'm going to show you the project for today. I hope you like it. I absolutely love these beads. So I'm going to bring the camera over and I'm going to show you. Now, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to talk you through basically a main focal piece. But there is also an option for you to turn this into a brooch if you fancy. So I've got it as a neckline piece, but you know, it could be a nice brooch. It could be a really lovely hair fascinator if you wanted to. So let me go ahead and show you. Or a comb. Good morning, Jackie. Right, okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera to show you what we're up to today. So what we've got today is making a kind of twisted floral centerpiece of a necklace. Hello again, Camille. How are you? I love that. You've gone back over to Facebook. Yes, I'll just bring this up a little bit. Move that lead out of the way. So what we're doing is this is like the hot, start again, Laura. So this is as a kind of a neckline piece where you can use all your beads. Although I will say I still had 2 of this size bead left. These have turned over. There we go. So I could have made a pair of earrings or a couple of pendants on their own. So we've got this here. Just turn it all around. There we go. So we've got these beads. I absolutely love these beads. The sparkle and color on them are absolutely beautiful. So yes, we have this kind of focal piece here with all of these lovely twisted wires. Morning, Anne. You couldn't find us. Do you know you're the second person to say that you couldn't find us? Huh. I hope that you can find us now. Obviously, some of you can. Am I on here now? Just give it a little check if I am actually on here. How old is your Gypsy? As I've noticed over the years, as older, they have ended up really not liking the bangs from fireworks, even if they weren't bothered up by them before. So, yeah, Joanne, that's a good call, because Gypsy is just turning 9 actually this month. Gypsy and Benny will be 9 this month. 19th of November they were born, and so yes, she would be 9. And she's always been a little bit of a kind of a sensitive dog, but yeah, she was just literally, she wasn't crying, she wasn't freaking out, she was just kind of like, hey mum, I don't like this, and just kind of putting her head under my legs and like, no thank you. You couldn't see me on Facebook. Am I on Facebook? I should be, because it's all set up to be. Have you all found me on Facebook okay now? I'm just taking a moment. So yeah, no. I can see some of you didn't give notification, only found you on the feed and playing up. They are playing up, aren't they? Still not on. Am I actually on the Totally Beads Facebook page? Okay. All right. Well, there's not. Some of you can, some of you can't. I'll be honest. I'm on Facebook, and I can't see me on Facebook either. Okay. thank you for letting me know. I will feed that back. I don't think this is with totally beads. It looks like it's obviously looks to do with I don't know, it's just playing up. Okay, anywho, let's crack on and let me show you what I am up to. So, no alert this morning, couldn't find the Facebook one, but found you on Kitty's page. Yeah, I don't seem to be on the Facebook one. I'm just going to quickly let them know. I'm just letting them know, sorry. Okay, well, I've let them know. Okay, anyway, I've still got some of you here. Hi, Robin. No alert for me over on Facebook. Okay, I'll feed it. It's on Kitty Robinson's Designs, but it's not on the Totally Beads. That's interesting. Okay, well, I fed it back to them anyway. Right. So, yes, we're going to be looking at how to do this. Now, I've got a couple of different variations so you can see them. We've got some different colorways. So, we've got it done. And they're all done a little bit differently. Now, you know, what I've done is just a sort of as a centerpiece design here. But you could have them, good morning. You could have it as like a side piece and then a layered necklace. This also has a brooch, I think would look fantastic, or a hair fascinator. You know, there's so much you could kind of do with this center component. So I've kind of placed it in the middle of a necklace here, but excuse me, again, you could kind of add it onto you could make loads, you could make lots of different types of these and have them as brooches or whatever you want. Here's one again with some black. I mean, you could even look at that. Imagine that. Oh, that's very cool, isn't it? If you had that either side and then had maybe some chain or some just the beads on their own down here. So I want to focus more on showing you how to do this section here. Okay. So you can sort of see this here. Hang on, I think I may have just gone onto Facebook. I've just had a comment. So I wonder if I've gone to Facebook now. That's interesting. I don't know, just glitched. Don't know how it did that. Let's see if I'm on there now. Yeah, I think I should be on there now. Just double check everywhere I should be before I start doing the actual demonstration. Obviously, just got the notification from Facebook. There I am. I'm there now. Perfect. So that's wicked. Thank you for letting me know that, everybody. Sorry about the slight delay. I just wanted to make sure that everybody everywhere you find me on both. Okay, perfect. Just I think it's now come on now. So that's fantastic. So we've got this here, as I said. You could imagine doing this as like a real statement piece. As I said, I did it as one piece here. You know, you can really play about with this design. I just really love doing something like this. So good morning, Leslie. Okay, so now we know where we are. Let's go over and see about these kits when I can suss that one out. Okie dokie. Okay, so hopefully this will work. Okay, so as always, you head over to totallybeads.co.uk, and then if you go to home, you can then go to video tutorials. Good morning, Yolanda. Lovely to see you. Hi, Brigitte. Brigitte? Yes. Finally in. So I'm sorry about that, but thank you everybody for letting me know. Okay, so you go over to totallybeads.co.uk, you go to home, you go to video tutorials. You'll see there you've got our Facebook page, Kitty's YouTube channel, and our YouTube channel as well for Totally Beads. So you'll see here you've got lots of lovely projects, past, current. You know, all of these are available for you to go back. It will take you straight to the project. that you need. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Pauline. Hello, Josephine. Oh, so lovely to see you all. So the project we want for today is called the Twisted Sparkle Project. That there are several variations, and we do, of course, for you, as we always do when we're going live. So I'm just going to check that for you. So you'll see here is your YouTube link kits. You can come back and watch exactly how it's done. So we've got some brooch backs added because I just thought these would be perfect for something like this. So if you wanted to add, I mean, wow. So for £1, you'll get 10 brooch back pieces. These are 20mm, and these ones are 30mm. So I mean, for £1, I'd get one of each, to be honest with you. Fantastic brooches or hat decorations. You know, if you've got like a cool hat, it's getting wintry, glam up your outfit, you know, why not? We do, of course, have some special offers on, as always, as we already said. Oh, windy Germany. Oof, we got everyone everywhere today. I love this. Okay, so we've got these are like add-ons, I think are perfect. And then we've got the kits themselves. So we do currently have an offer on with a discount. So you'll see that these kits should be £17.45, but they're currently £14.99. So let me explain to you why. Because we have in these kits a whole full strand of these beautiful faceted crystals, oval beads. And then we have some wire. Now it just says here copper wire 0.4. There is 50 meters of this wire. These are big reels of wire. They are fantastic colored wires that are going to see you for a very long time. But they just, by having that extra length of wire, so by having the wire at meters, it means that you can really go to town with decorating your piece. So we have a couple of different variations. We have what we have called here the Auburn, I believe, or Auburn. I think it's probably meant to say Auburn. And this one, I do have this here, is the beautiful kind of champagne coloured crystals. I will show these all up in a moment, with the lovely brown coloured wire. It's like a real lovely chocolate coloured wire. So we have that one. Then we also have, so a little look over here. Oh, I am going to be demoing today with Dragonfly because the colours on here are stunning. So we have these beautiful peacocky fly inspired coloured crystals. Again, graduated beads. And then again, we have the beautiful, lovely, rich Cadbury chocolate coloured purple wire. 50 meters to go with this beautiful mixed strand. And I will be demoing with that today. Good morning, Karen. A little half asleep, as late with TV, radio, and anything to distract. Oh, for your Meg, she's terrified, was like World War III all weekend. Do you know, we were just saying about that. I was saying about my dog Gypsy. She's for the first time last night, she was anxious with the fireworks, which is very unusual for my Gypsy. Yeah, the purple wire is absolutely stunning. You get 50 meters of this wire. Oopsie, wrong man, press the wrong button. So to the project, so we've done that. Said special offer at the moment, so you can get the both 50 meters of wire plus your lovely strand faceted crystals for a lovely price of £17.45. So then we have this project here, which is I believe the right, so this is one I kind of like. Oh, they're just, I can't explain the color. They're like a lovely obsidian silver black with like a gold on the other side. I absolutely love using both sides of these crystals. This is with a black wire. Again, you are getting your 50 meters, and again you are getting your full strand of graduated beads. And then you have the lovely, this is a really beautiful one as well. Make fireworks silent would be great for everyone. Honestly, yeah, I agree. So here we have these are kind of like, for me, these make me think of like watermelony kind of tones. I can get the mermaid reference. You have got this gorgeous, almost like they look fuchsia pink in here. They're actually almost like a real beautiful cherry red pink with this lovely green on the other side. And they are complemented with this lovely wire. So that again, same again with that. 50 meters of wire along with your with your beads. Sorry, there you have the piece that we've got as a project. Again, you've got really beautiful rich blue wire. I absolutely love this, and I'd like to point out what I'm going to show you in a moment. Proper piece here. This is all of the wire that I have left. I have 2 of the beads left. There's so much still to be able to be made with this. Good morning, Star. How are you? So again, bits of wire plus this full strand of amazingly faceted crystals. And then finally, I believe it's finally, have a look. Yes, we have the steel blue. So the steel blue is, if it loads in, did I click it or not? There we go. It's this, I think it's like a lovely ice blue, beautiful icy blue, and this like ivory coloured wire, or cream or ivory coloured. So this, imagine that as bridal. Imagine your bridesmaids wearing that, maybe just tying one of those little blue in. So yeah, absolutely amazing kits here. $14.99, 50 meters of 0.4 wire, full strand of the crystals. So do make sure to go over to totallybeads.co.uk, have a little look. The only thing you may need is maybe some clasps, some toggle clasps, maybe 1 or 2 jump rings, but hopefully you've had that. If you, of course, check out the website. Everything you need to make these projects are on this website, and I absolutely love some of these brooch back findings. Just to point out that the difference between the two are very, that these are the size. So these ones are a little bit smaller in their size, and they'll have like 2 holes for you to be able to stitch it onto your piece. Or if you go over to the 13 ones, exactly the same. You only get 5 pieces of the 13, 10 of the 2, or 20. These will have 3 holes. These will probably be better, I think, for these pieces because they're a little bit larger, but I would definitely be adding those to a basket. So hopefully, let me know how you get on with this. But can you see, I'm going to switch this because I need to show you. Oh, look, blue's off. That dog. I'm going to just turn that one off and show you exactly what I mean. Imagine that sort of as a piece there. How cool does that look? I just think they're beautiful. So as a brooch piece, that's going to look absolutely stunning. Or as like a hair fascinator piece. So lots and lots and lots of potential there for that. Okay, so I'm going to switch back over and actually start showing you what I'm doing now. Excuse me. And thank you, Star. Okay, so just to very quickly show you up close and personal the kits again. Beautiful combination. Look at those colors. We've got those. We've got, this is the lovely chocolate brown with the lovely champagne gold. And then this one is what I'm going to do the demonstration with, which is these lovely, look at that, peacock colors, or dragonfly colors as we referenced it. So what I want to just talk about very quickly, I am so sorry, I am going to have to wrap that dog up. I don't think she's just going to keep crying. Blue, get up. Just get up. Oh, sorry about that. I wouldn't mind, but the sofa had the blankets and everything on it. It just stood in the front room. Oh, right. Right. So we've got, you'll see with these strands, 1, 2, 3 large centerpieces. Then you'll get, you do get so many on this strand. 1, 2, 3 large centerpieces, 2, so 6 of the sort of next size down. Then you'll get 2, 4, 5, 10 of the next size down, and then 5 of the next size down again. So you're going to get, so you get 10, 20, 26, 29 beads on here. Now, what I love about these are the fact that, you know, they're multicolored. They've got different sides. You can rotate them around. For this piece here, I actually had them, so some of them are slightly different. This one here, I actually deliberately had them so that the gold backs were actually given that contrast of color as well. So I deliberately had the other side showing. So, you know, you can really play about with this and tweak it to however you want. So that's what we've got. So I'm going to use this one here. Okay, and I'm going to show you. So for the main centerpiece here, I'm going to start off with 3 of the largest. Now, with this kit, if you bought this kit, 50 meters of wire with the full strand of these and a pack of your brooch backs, I personally think you could make, well, this was 1, 2, 3. I think you could definitely make 3 different brooches or fascinators for this. They would be different sizes. You know, you'd have to mix up the sizes a little bit, but quite happily you can make lots of different variations. Amazing colors, aren't they, Yolanda? Thank you. Right, okay, so I'm going to go with this one, and I'm actually going to show you just how I would approach this. I'm going to take the 3 largest. I'm going to pop that to one side. 1, 2, and 3. So what I want to start off with is I'm going to take some of this wire. Oh, I want to show you how much of the blue I had left. After making that whole piece, bear in mind I rosary linked and decorated the all of the whole neckline piece. That's how much wire I've got left. That's what it starts off as, and that's how much I've got left. So you get, look how much I've got. You know, it's mental. That's a full reel. That's what I had left. So much. Okay, so I'm going to take, so I'm actually going to you can see me in the corner, but what I'm going to do is take quite a lot. So I'm going to switch cameras very quickly for you to see. There we go. So I'm literally finding the end of my hand here and doing this. 1, coming back and doing the same again. You're going to go like, that is a lot of wire, and it 100% is, but you will reduce it down really quickly. So what I'm now doing is finding both the ends together, and I'll just show you down here. There, both the ends together, and now I'm going to find the middle. I'm going to switch it back over now. I just wanted you to see how much wire I had and why I was using so much. Okay, so I've got the loop, which is basically the center point, and I'm going to come in with some pliers. Now I've got my 6-step bell making pliers because it will give me a consistent loop, but you don't have to use these. You could use round nose pliers, that's fine. And I'm going to come in, I'm going to just form that little loop, reposition, and I'm just going to get a little double wrap. Okay, and then I want to twist these wires together, just a couple of twists. So I'm just using my hand, I'm holding them on my plier just for now. I literally want to do about 1 centimeter of twisting. Now what you'll notice is I'm twisting and then I'm running my hand. So when I run my hand, I put my thumb in between the 2 wires and running my hand along. The reason I'm doing that is it's stopping those wires from twisting around each other. Because there's a long length of wire, well, what will happen is as you're twisting here, the wires at the end will twist around each other, and they'll not. So I'm trying to avoid that from happening. I'm going to take my first bead and I'm going to pop both my wires onto my bead. Both wires straight through. Now, even with the wire twisted, because it's got a really generous drill hole, it's still going to go right up close. So you do just have to hold, maybe pop your thumb there And then I'm going to just twist again. So you can see how, for me, the way I twist is I put my index finger in the middle and I kind of twist. That just gives me a nice even twist. Now, one thing I need to point out, see, this is what I mean about how it twists at the end. Can you see how it's twisted? So I have to kind of just separate that. Now, one thing I need to point out, you don't need to overthink your twists. By that, I mean, relax. It doesn't matter if they are loose or over twisted. You know, look at that. That's not like equal all the way. It doesn't matter. It's just to give you a nice little bit of a textured look. I'm just kind of twisting it. I'm not too worried. Doing a couple of twists, running my finger through to make sure that they de-twist. And then I just keep going. So remembering that little gap there. Okay. And then I've got this nice twisted section here. So I'm going to bring that around. Frame my stone. So these got lovely edges to them. So I can frame that edge and then wrap. Now that should lock. Now the reason that I actually left that gap there was just so that I can add a little bit of decoration as I'm going along, as I'm building it up. I will also point out, if you are going to be doing this as like a brooch, you may want to just kind of flatten that or kind of tuck that behind. You might not want that loop. That loop is there because of it being a sort of a component, like a necklace or something. And then I'm going to just again do some more twisting. So although we started off with a long piece of wire, as soon as you start to do your twisting, it will build really quickly. It will shorten really quickly. So just a couple of twists and straighten, couple of twists and straighten, couple of twists. So I want it to basically be able to go here. So now that is now meeting here. I'm now going to find my two ends. And I'm just going to feed them through. You can see that just there, feeding it through. Nice and controlled. See how I'm using my hand just to stop it from kind of getting caught up. Both together. Now make sure it sits how you want it to sit. And then just around. And that's one bead framed. Okay. Right. So I'm then going to take this wire, and it's already got a little bit of a twist on it. So I'm going to just do a little bit of a twist again, a nice about a centimetre gap again, same as we had here. And I'm just going to pop on my second bead again onto both of those wires, onto both of these. I love the dragonfly colour in the middle of doing a spiral micro crystal black rings with dragonfly crystals, just on a pendant with amethyst donuts. Wow, Sandra, you're very, very busy. Yeah, the colours, aren't they? They really are just absolutely stunning. And with this wire, I just think they're perfect. Amethyst donut. Oh, I do love the donuts. Okay, so again, I'm holding this steady with my hand because this will back up if I don't. So I'm keeping that separation. You might not want it to be as large. I'm just kind of keeping it steady so I can do some more twisting. And I'm not worried about the consistency of the twisting. Like I said, I'm not over twisting it. I'm just getting those wires together. A couple of twists and round. Now I've got this here, so place it where exactly you want it to be. Again, it doesn't matter too much. The reason we have these gaps, if I go back to sort of here, is we fill them with some swirls. You know, it means that we can add crystals, and it's a great place to anchor when we add these additional sections onto it. So by having these little gaps, it just helps us to attach extra elements. That's the reason behind it. Okay, so got this one here, all the way over again, and wrap it. Now go a little bit careful. It is still obviously only a 0.4 wire, so it's still a little bit delicate. Okay, we've got that there. And then we just continue. Now, you could, of course, just twist the whole piece if you wanted to, and then just add your beads and decorate it as you all in one go. I prefer to do it like this because I'm not having to twist my wires when they're going through the actual crystals, so that's saving me a bit of time and twisting. And also I just feel like I can just control the design a little bit because I'm kind of doing it as I go along. But I always say each to their own, and however works for you. So I've got this twisted here. Same again, so I'm hugging that edge. And again, you'll see there's that little gap. Now, if you find that you need, it's too tight, it shouldn't be. But if for any reason it is, just take a pin, not that pin. I've broken that tool. I'm very annoyed at myself. Where are your pins? Anything really. I just had pretty sure I just had my a drawing pin here, but it doesn't matter. So just like lifting a pin underneath it. If you felt you needed to, take those ends, one and then two, and just coming all the way around, trying to get caught up in your pliers. Try and have a clearish desk if you're doing this, because it is very easy to, you're using long lengths of wire, it's easy to get them caught up in stuff. Okay, and then that's secured like so. And then we're going to do exactly the same again. So I'm going to just do a little twisted gap, about 1 centimetre, just keeping it steady. Pop on that last crystal. All the way down. Popping it on and then just twisting. So I'm trying to keep it in place. Remember to run your fingers along to separate those crystals. I mean, I don't mind if it drops down while I'm twisting the wires because I still have that roughly in place. So just going around, straightening that out, around, straightening that out, around, and straightening that out. And then back to here, leaving that gap, going around the edge of that stone because they are beautifully edged. They've got a lovely sort of edging to them. So again, if you did your wire wrapping and you wanted to do a wire wrapped bezel, that would be amazing. I love these beads. They're so pretty. So I just hooked it around again. And these are spinning a little bit, and that's fine because we're going to secure them in a moment, but just wrap that around again, twisting and twisting round. Okay, and then repeating again, one this side and then this side. Remember just to hold it nice and steady. And there. So you've got your 3 main centerpieces all connected. So I want to make this matching to have a loop like I have here. No problem. Good luck with the vet and see you soon. Okay, so now I've got this here. I'm going to go back to my pliers and I'm just going to take both those wires and wrap them round into a little loop. And then just wrap. Now try and keep, again, that little bit of a gap. Okay. So there you have your sort of basic frame. Okay. So now what I'm going to do again, so I know I've gone out of shot, I'm just moving it around, is I'm just going to do a little bit of quick twisting again. I'm not too worried if it's super tidy or consistent or you know, I just don't, what you don't want to do is spend ages getting a really tight twist. There really isn't any need. It's just to give that really lovely sort of braided effect. Okay, so again, what I like to do is I like to give a little bit of a spiral, a little bit of a swirl, because I just like there to be a bit of a fluid shape before you go and do something next. So a little bit of a spiral, just literally holding it here, and if you can even see that. It's so sort of subtle, you can see it there. It's just there. And then what I'm going to do is bring that across the front of that bead. Now you can either go around the back or the front. I kind of go to the front and then hook. I just feel that gives that little extra detail. And again, if you need to do any more twisting, then we could do a little bit more twisting. Oh, careful it doesn't get too twisted. Here we go. So going around and around. It's very important to remember to just keep those ends from twisting, because that will give you a little bit of grief otherwise. There we go. So here again, I've got this gap here to fill in, so I can just kind of rotate. So I'm literally just holding my hand onto it, creating a bit of a loop. You just don't want it to be a real sharp line. You can even go back around it if you want to secure it, because this will all get filled in at a later stage anyway. And then across the front, and again, remember, this is just what I've been doing. You can do whatever you want, just to give you an idea. A little bit more, and keep going. I maybe could have made these gaps a tiny bit smaller, but it's fine, we can fill them in. So just going around. Okay, and again, sort of just holding it against, just coming into that little swirl, a little bit of a loop, a couple of times, back around to sort of hook it in. These will all get blended into the design anyway. It's just to make it not look so hard, straight lines. And then again, that can kind of come up and around all the way to here. Okay, so we've got that there. Now you can, it depends how confident and comfortable you feel with lots of wire. So I still have quite a bit of wire here. Normally I would just keep that on there and then use that for like adding in my next bit if I wanted to, but alternately I can of course just cut that now, especially if you don't like using lots and lots of wires. You find it a bit too much, that's absolutely fine. This is perfectly usable for other projects or for more work in a moment if we want to. Now the next thing you want to do again is take another long length, same as we did before. Okay, and want to start it exactly the same way as we did before, but rather than a loop, I'm just going to do one little loop and then twist. This loop now can be, I already did this bit to save a bit of time. You can kind of shape it to be pretty flat if you want to. Okay, so just to show you, I've twisted quite a lot. So I've probably about, let's have a quick, 2/3 of this has been twisted, and again just twisted the whole length this time. So just doing some twisting, run your fingers through, twist and twist, run your fingers through. So you'll see it's about 2/3 of that length. So exactly the same as before, having it folded over. So the same length again, fold it over, find that middle bit, but we're just twisting the whole lot. Now what I want to do is form some sort of petals for this. So I'm going to probably come about 3-4 inches from the end here and do a loop. Now you can do these whatever size you want. Compare it to your piece. This is, let's have a little look. I got the cutest ruler the other day. How cute is this ruler? About 4.5 centimeters, and twist. Okay, and then another one that's going to be bigger. So we're going to be forming these into leaves, petals or leaves. This is 5 centimeters, so this one would have been 3.5, but it has been twisted. So this is just rough guides, so I'm just twisting them. So that's going to reduce down now, about 4.5, and then one more small, again using that long length of wire, another one to kind of match here. Okay, and twist. So you've kind of got 2 small and 1 large here, and I want them to be oval shapes. And then I'm going to come in with my pliers, and I'm just going to shape these into that nice petal shape. So I'm just bringing my pliers right in at the end and just going in and twisting, and then use your fingers to help form that into that nice leaf shape. So again, on this section here, pliers in across that section here at the end, pliers in and twist. See that sharp line? Pliers in on the other side, twist, in and twist, and twist, and then even kind of, I quite like to pinch the end just to really give it that petal shape. So it's getting that nice shape now. The same on this one here. So I oval out the whole thing. So use your hand. So whereas before it was almost like a teardrop, now I want it to look like an oval. And if you find that it's a bit off, pop your pliers back in, reshape it. You can kind of just play about with it a little bit. Doesn't want me to do the end on this one. So now you've got that lovely shape of the petals there. Now you want to place it onto your actual piece and think of how you might want this to sit. So this is where we're doing a little bit of planning now. So how do you want this to sit? Now you can of course move these once you've set them, but I find it just helps to have an idea of the placement of how they're going to sit. So I quite like that kind of effect. I'm going to have it like that. And then obviously we've got our excess wires here, so we can bring that around and start to just stitch that on here. And the same with this little tail bit here. You can bring that around and just use that to start to stitch it into place. And don't forget, as I said, you can kind of tweak the position of them and the placement if you want to. You can also push these a little bit closer if you want to. That's the beauty of being able to use these this twisted 0.4 wire, because it's so malleable. Oh, thank you, Alice. And honestly, it is. It's just sitting and having a little play and a practice. And don't be afraid to have a go. Remember, it's just wire. If you don't like it, you can just cut it and start again. And with 50 meters, it's more than enough to be able to do so. So I've got this here. So now I want to start to stitch it, because obviously it's still not the most stable. So now what I want to do is I might just come along and I might just give it a little twirl, bring that wire back to where I want it to go. I also quite like if I've got like an extra twisted bit, like this bit's quite twisted, just sometimes it's nice to sort of play about with where it's going to sit. So I might actually, as I said, everybody's will come out differently. So this bit here, I think I'm going to go ahead and actually kind of just wrap that here, because I think that gives a nice twisted detail. I've got my little section just here, so I could go through. And just so you can see exactly what I just did then. Come on, camera. So I'm actually able to just feed that little wire through just there and see how it's come out there. And then I can just simply lock that into there. It will blend in. So that's just giving that a nice little extra detail there. And then the same here, I could actually kind of come around here, do a little twirl, because I like my little twirls. And then maybe bring that to there. Actually, I want a bit outshot then, sorry. When it focuses, there we go. So I might just bring that to here. Now a top tip, I like to, if I've got long lengths of wire, see how I found that little point there, just gently folded it, and I can do that, feed it down here, and I can use that thumb to stop it to get that where I want that to go. So that's where we're at so far. Now I want to add some detail and some extra crystals in now and start getting some extra details going on. So I'm just going to snip, get some of these really lovely little small ones, and maybe one or two of these bigger ones. I quite like these as like when you have a larger bead like this. Oh, have I got bigger again? When you have a bead like this, it's quite nice to add different sizes in. So play it out, place it and have a little look and see what you want to do. So in my head, I'm thinking actually I'm going to put the next size down one in that larger bead, larger leaf, the next two sizes down in the smaller, and then I'll probably just use a couple of these for a little accent. You could even make a little flower if you wanted to with these. Look, if you want to add a little flower into there. I'm going to just stick with having those as a little play about. Hi Sheila. Hi everyone. Very late this morning. I've been putting an order into Totally Beaten. It took me longer than I expected. I hope it's a good order. I'm excited. What did you get? Okay. So I'm going to now take my wires, and I'm now at the point where they're untwisted again. I've used all my twisted section up. So what I want to do is sort of separate them because I just want to use one for the next bit. So I may just have that there. That's right. So I can kind of come around here, hook it around, and that's why I wanted to have those gaps in between the two bits here when it focuses. So we could add those details. And, you know, a little bead placed over there will help as well. If you feel it's looking a little bit messy with the swirls, it's easy enough. Just come in with your pliers very gently. It is a coloured wire, but these coloured wires are fantastic, fantastic quality. And you can, of course, use your nylon pliers if you've got some nylon pliers, just to settle that down a little bit. Okay, so now what I want to do is just start to separate out my wires. I'm going to use them singularly, big words. So I'm going to start off with this one, I feel, because it's here. So I'm going to take my wire. So I'm going to show you the back. I'm coming across to the actual flower itself or the leaf itself. And I'm just going to wrap that so it's right around the twisted section there. And now I can bring it into the middle to create a vein. Excuse me. Holding it all steady, bring that wire across around the top. Now you do need to be steady with this and careful because you don't want to distort it. And then just very carefully lock it into place. Okay, and then I'm going to come back down so we have it like this. Now what I'm going to do, same wire, I'm going to come about halfway down and I'm just bringing that wire around, try and explain it. So it's come down the front and I'm taking it behind the wire, but for about halfway down. So it's almost like a twist here. And you see that wire is now at the front again, halfway down. There is a reason. I'm going to pop my bead on. Now this is the third. So you've got the large, then you've got the next size down, and the next size down, and then tiny. So this is like the third side down. And I'll pop that just in there, so it gives that detail. Good morning, Nancy. How are you? So that wire is across the front. So I'm actually going to just feed it through one of these little loops and bring it back down and lock that into place. And then that's where I want that to go. And that's one leaf done. I'm then going to take that same wire all the way around, just because it's in the right place. Can you see? This one's all the way over here, so this one's here. So I'm going to bring that back around the, so it's gone around. We've got the twisted frame here. It's gone around that twist, so it can now do exactly the same as we've just done. Go up across that leaf. So I show you it from the front, you should see. Same again. If that wire's getting on your nerves, the other wire, just sit on it. That's what I'm doing. I'm leaning against it. Hold it nice and steady. Bring it back. So there's your first part of the vein of the leaf. Down the front. And then just behind that bead. So what it's doing is it's bringing that wire back to the front for you. Now I'm going to go for a slightly bigger bead for this one. And I'm going to place that here. There we go. And then again, this wire, I'm actually going to use this because these are disconnected. I'm going to use this to connect, sneakily connect those two bits as well. So I've actually gone in through that frame there. That will help lock that into place for me. Now find a little, the beauty of having these coloured wires and that they're twisted is that it doesn't show everything up that you're doing. Oops. There you go. Just need to take a moment to get it to sit exactly how you want it to sit. And there we are. So now I have that in place. Okay. You can of course also take your pliers and twist those together if you wanted to. So we've got that. And now both these wires are here, and I'm going to just bring this back down through here. And I've got this one just here, which is the other wire. Everybody's wires will place differently. I always say this. I can give you a guide, but I can't tell you exactly which wire will go where because everybody's will be different. Again, I'm just going right underneath that twist of that leaf there. Oops, I've got a little tiny knot in my wire. That's why that was a bit stuck. That's why it's so important to not get them kinked. Hi Nancy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's getting a little bit chilly here, but it's a good start to the week. Straight across to the front. And then straight across, just again, exactly the same. Bringing that across. The only reason I kind of do this bit here, where I go behind to bring it back to the front, is to sort of lock the bead in place halfway down. I guess is kind of what my theory is. And then the next size down to go onto there. Place it where you want it to go. And then we can, obviously don't lose the shape. And then that can come back down into that little gap. And hopefully our two wires will meet back up. You do have to go a little bit careful. There we go. There we are. Now both these wires are back together. So I'm going to give them a little twist again. So now you can start to play about with this. You can reposition these leaves if you want to. You can sort of reshape them if they've lost their shape. This is the time I like to lay it flat on the table on a work surface and just have a little look at what's happening. Do you want to reposition it? Are you happy with the placement? You know, have a little look. Do you want to reshape your leaves at all? This is the time to start to do that. Don't forget, you don't have to just like, oh, I've done that now, like I can't add any more wire. We could add another section of leaves again. So, you know, you can do that again with maybe just 2 on there. In fact, that's pretty much what I did for the blue one. If you look, you'll see there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals. So I think I actually did that 3 times. So I had 2 of the 2s, and then I added some more as well. So you can really add loads, or you can keep them more simple. On this one, they worked out really nicely with just those 3, and I left it like that. So you can really play about with this. I really feel like each one will be individual, and you'll just go with the flow and see how they're working. So again, now I've got this here. So I might have a little twist. I might sort of bring this around a little bit further, and I probably will need to add a little bit more wire to it if I want to. I'm going to wrap this up soon because I've just realized what the time is. So I'm just going to, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of bring this up around here so that we can maybe start to tie that up there. Oh, I like it like that. So, you know, each one you do will be different. And then you just keep building this up as you go. I want to very quickly show you as well how to just add some beads as a detail, which is really lovely. Are the leaves fairly sturdy? They're going to be a little bit flexible. So what we do, that's a really good question, Angela, is you do need to take your time and you build up and you secure them. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I bring this around to here, I'm going to place a smaller bead on this one. Now the wires will go through. I could put 2 wires through. Let me show you. So what I like to try and do, so like here for excuse me, here for example, oh gosh, I can use that bead to kind of cover a little bit of wire work, but I can also use it to stitch. So this is where I would maybe come through here all the way down to lock that bead into place. And then I like to kind of catch. So at the moment this leaf is vulnerable, but if I come up and around that join, so I'm behind the back of that bead, so I'm able to use that bead as like a sort of a cover up, and then I can just kind of stitch this little bit together. And then even if I want to just get rid of these wires now, just a little bit of a twist around there, cut that wire, and just really make sure that there's no sharp edges. And then that's going to secure it a little bit better. Don't pull it too tight, too much so it goes out of shape, but you can sort of play about with that. You can lend that to the side. You can kind of reshape it. I recommend popping it back down to reshape it because you can control it a little bit better and see what's going on. That shape went a bit wrong, but that's okay because I was doing it a bit quick. And then I could maybe add another bead here. If I had any little areas that I felt were a little bit weak, so with this bit, I probably, because I've messed that up a little bit there, I can kind of fix it by just doing a little bit of work here and then reshaping it. So now that's a little bit more reshaped, and then probably just add another little bead here just to hide that, just there, and instantly that's going to have covered anything, any kind of weak spots might have. And don't forget, I could always add another layer again of leaves in the exact same way that I just did. So I would just pop this around to here. It's preferable to kind of wrap your wire into the middle like this, but we do that. So straight away, you can see how that's going to, you can still tweak it. You can make it a little bit, you know, however you want it to go. And remember, absolute worst case, if you've done something and you don't like it, like I don't love that bit on there now, so I'm going to do something quite brutal. I'm going to cut it because the foundation is already done with these 3 beads here. It's already secured. So if you don't like something, like I didn't like that, it wasn't working how I wanted it to work. So I cut it with enough for me to be able to get rid of that with no sharp edges. And then I can just bring this down here instead. In fact, I could even add a bead on here and pop that onto there like that. And then just bring that through a little gap here. Where did you go? There we are. And then that's just going to get blended away. So actually, I'd see just by doing that one move, so taking that from going across there, I didn't like that. That light is not helping me now, is it? So by doing that, if I pop it down, come on camera. There we go. So that wire there was across there. I didn't like it, so I took it back. I just cut it. So I've just got the edge there now, and I can just get rid of that and blend that into a nice finish. And that's that piece done. So, you know, as I said, you can, of course, go ahead then, and I could do another one of these 3 leaves and build up this pattern even more if I wanted to. Or I could take some more wire and I can twist some more wire. Now, we had a comment about out of leaf fairly sturdy. They are fairly sturdy, but I would try to connect them anyway. So if you've got any little scrap pieces of your wire that you've cut, then this is the point where I could kind of go, okay, cool. So this one here is a bit vulnerable. So what I would do is take that same little bit of scrap wire. This is the back now. And just stitch them together. And because you've got that twisted wire, you're going to be able to get away with little things like that. And nobody will know. And we could even bring this wire up and twist those wires to add a bit more detail. So lots of easy little tricks with this. I love these beads as well, Star. Absolutely love them. And I'd add that little bead there maybe. Pop that wire through there. And then I could even twist these together very quickly. And then just twisted the tail of those together. Pop that onto there. And there is your, obviously take your time to make sure there's no sharp edges, little edged beads. There we go. And there is your finished piece. Or whatever you want, you know, you can do whatever you want. I quite like that, like that. Again, don't be afraid to kind of move it around, shape it however you want it to be shaped. I actually think I prefer it like that. Do you know, if I was doing this as one, I think I would do it set like this, and I probably would find a way of blending these, maybe adding something to it, because I like the idea of these being the focal beads. So let me just, for example, there, look, doing rosary links to that and having that as a neckline piece like that. So I hope that you like it. I hope you have a go at the project. You know, it's really, really fun. Don't be afraid. It's just some 0.4 wire twisted. Have some fun. Make some shapes. It's really pretty. Thank you. I'll have a lovely week all. I'm going to relax after a 10-hour journey yesterday in torrential rain. Oh, Joanne, have a lovely rest. Thank you, Star. Thank you, Jan. I hope you have all enjoyed it. As I said, sorry I ran over. We did have that slight technical technical issue earlier on. I've got some really cool Christmas projects planned as well soon coming up. So I will see you in a couple of weeks. I can't remember when I'm back next, but I will try and share it. And I know obviously Totally Beads will. Don't forget to go check out the website. It's called the Twisted Sparkle Bead Project. Don't forget to let me know how you get on. I like this idea. I'll try it when I'm feeling better. Oh, thank you, Angela. Well, let me know how you all get on. I'm glad you like it. I was a little bit nervous. And go check out that website because that offer won't be around all for forever. So go check it out. 50 meters of wire, stranded faceted beads, and I definitely would recommend the brooch backs as well. Don't forget to tag me and all your mates. I'd love to see what everyone gets up to. Any questions, come find me on Facebook. I'm Laura Binding. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weeks, everybody. And I'll see you all soon. All of those poorly ones get better soon.